Hey, world models. Let's talk about them again real quick. The glasses are just for my laptop because I've been staring at my screen so much that my eyes actually hurt and stuff are becoming a bit too blurry. That's becoming scary. But world models. So for a while now, I've been shouting out loud that I think for games, world models for games, video-based world models are not the way to go. Genie 3 comes to mind. Sorry, not Google. Roblox recent tweet from a research lab comes to mind as well. Even World Labs, their RMT, RMFM. Basically, they're also video-based world modeling also comes to mind. I think these are great for experiences. I think they're great for um, more than passive consumption. But in terms of having a persistent world, I just don't believe they would work. Because the way I'll best describe this, imagine you're in a dark room, right? You can't see anything. The way a video-based world model works, from my understanding, is at every turn, at every movement, you're really kind of rebuilding the world, right? Obviously, there's stuff stored in latent space, and it's probably meant to have like a good idea of what's there, but over time that changes. So imagine you're playing Minecraft and you go all the way to the end. I could, I believe the way it works now is that it would not be very sure how you left your base. It wouldn't be very sure how you left your Minecraft home, how stuff were placed. It'll be more so guessing. With a world model, obviously, with a 3D, 4D based world model, obviously you're still learning, but after it's being called an inference time or runtime, that model like it's fixed, right? So like it's not going to change if you go to the end and come back. That's still the same world you left is going to be the same world you came back to. Whereas a video based world model is not like that. I think that's my biggest thing, especially when it comes to games, is that you just can't have something like that because it's not it's a foundational thing. You don't think about it because games have never been, in my experience, like that. But when it comes to these AI tools, I think it's a foundational thing that has to be considered. Um, that being said, I think it's interesting. I was looking for paper. I did a quick read through of the Dart paper. Dart is basically it's not I don't think they even say it's a world model. But Dart is kind of what I'm talking about, where it's like a 3D 4D. It basically learns a 3D 4D representation of like a multi-perspective video. So like it knows at each point in time where should like a pixel be, if that makes sense. Like let's say this video had like kind of like a drone flying around me. It learns from that and says, okay, at minute 2:33, where was his hand, right? And it kind of learns that and the practices from that. It's really cool. Some stuff I understood, some stuff I didn't understand, but I really love the idea. I think that if the architecture was turned into a generator where it could now generate more walls you could actually interact with, I definitely think that'll be the direction you could go. And I think it would allow Google to deliver a service where you don't need to only use it for 60 seconds. Um, but who knows? I also do like this is an aside, but I think the so Google's Genie 3 from where I have to actually confirm this. I don't have access to service, but I think it's a 60-second service thing. And for a while now, I've been wondering what the payment plan for these models would be. Because like I said, I can create a game world and create my perfect game world. Would I ever buy another game world? But also, I think when it comes to video-based models, if they obviously get better in quality, but could fundamentally stay on the same path. Like, okay, you need to like be calling the AI, and then they generate the wall for you, and it's like, oh, you can only stay in the wall for so long. That and my idea that's closer to Netflix host you, I think it'll actually be a great service in terms of a great business model where people keep on subscribing to the service and it's like have like, oh, okay, if you want to do more than 3 videos a day or 3 video worlds a day, then you had to like pay for an increased amount of a higher tier or something like that. So that was something I was really interested in. But that aside, the side ended. On that side, I really do hope to see something on the more geometry 3D 4D world based models rather than the video thing. I really think with the video thing it's just very visually appealing, but fundamentally you can tell something is off and that it's just not going to work for long horizon games, right? So it really surprised myself. Roblox, of all people, do it. My suspicion was really just a way to get investors excited because Genie 3's thing was getting people to say, "Oh, this is the end of the games," because you can make your own game now, which isn't true, and it's not going to achieve even with world models. Because even with world models, games aren't something that were the best graphics. When games are something that are very carefully designed with thought and thought, and I don't want to use passion because passion is neither here nor there, but with thought, right? So it's very carefully planned mechanics. It's the same thing, like, oh, I can write my own book. I can write my own book, but then it's like I don't want to do that if I want to read a book. I want to see someone else's book. I want to learn from them. It's like I don't want, like, on a Saturday morning. I just woke up. I want to play a game. I want to like come up with all the mechanics. I don't even want to start talking to an AI. Hey, do this for me, do this for me, right? I just want to go play Dead Cells because it has already planned out, and I really love it, and I really like I can compete with other people. So like there's other factors into games besides just rendering the game, right? So I do think world models are going to be something that like really change the landscape. I don't think it's going to be something that consumes it entirely, right? And this could go into the whole thing where there's this big fear or this big want for something to come and end everything else before it, right? Uh, but it is what it is. I think Dart was recent, I believe. Let me fact check myself real quick. I think it was recent. If it wasn't, I'm just lying. So they submitted on December 9th, 2025. So I imagine Google, DeepMind, I should say rather, probably realizes what I'm saying. Maybe it's true. And they probably have something in the works because I don't think they open source Dart guy. If they did, I would love to do some really cool stuff, especially for a workshop I have coming up. I think it's at the ICMR or CPVR. A workshop about 4D, 3D, 4D world models. I was going to try to use Minecraft or another game to make my own world model game engine. But anyways, I think Google DeepMind already realizes this, and maybe in the next couple of months, maybe in about a year or so, 2027 is probably the year of world models. In that time frame, I suspect they're gonna have their own world model generated from this architecture rather than the video-based one. But in saying that, let me just clarify: I don't think video-based ones are useless. I actually think they're so useful. I think the reason they're actually more popular is because they actually serve more less consumer based task in the sense like, okay, if I'm training robots, video based world models are like genius, right? Even with Waymo is a self driving car from DeepMind or associated with Google, and they're using the VO3, not VO3, Genie 3 to help train Waymo, which is like great ideas. And I think that's where these video based world models are more suited for. But like, I'm just really really interested in like the consumer side of things, which is why like I'm so peculiar about why more people should look into the 3D 4D based world models rather than going all the way into like video ones. But who knows? No, that's just a theory. Besides that though, I have nothing else to say, so have a great day.